Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. We're out digging around an old farmstead again today and picked up some more cool iron. Starting off with this little Oldsmobile right here, buried behind me in the trees. So let's take a quick look at it as is, where is, exactly as I found it, and then we'll take a little better look at it when we get her back to the yard. Here she is, kind of buried back in the trees. 1962 Oldsmobile Super 88. Barely escaped the fate of a tree. Some of the branches hit it, but you can see the bulk of that trunk. We'll kind of go around the back, around this tree, and get back over here and get a little better look at what almost happened to this Oldsmobile. Pretty decent sized tree at the trunk. Fortunately, just some of the branches landed on this Oldsmobile. So we're gonna get her pulled out of here, get her back to the yard, and take a look at it and see what all we've got. But there again, that's how we found her. Barely escaped the fate of a tree crushing, and we'll get her back to the yard and see what parts are still going on and what somebody could use off of it. Well, we've got this one hauled back to the yard. Safely got it out of the trees, no damage to it or anything. Got it loaded up, got her hauled back in here. Let's take a better look at it. The 1962 Oldsmobile Super 88 four-door. Now, in the early 60s, Oldsmobile made some really good looking cars, and I really think in today's world they're kind of overshadowed by the Pontiacs and the Chevys and things like that of this era, but they made some sharp looking stuff. This car here, body-wise, trim-wise, interior-wise, is all pretty much here. The engine's gone out of it, somebody took it out years ago, but a lot of the other stuff is here, and a lot of it looks pretty good. Like we just saw, fortunately the tree just missed this thing when it came down, so we're still intact with a lot of good pieces. And look at the front of this up here. The grille, the trim, the bumper, the extensions, this big wide chrome hood strip, all this stuff looks pretty good. I love the badge they used on these Oldsmobiles with this. I don't even know where they came up with it, but it was so unique. They used on some of the early 60s Oldsmobiles, kind of a elongated shape of the rocket or something. Not really sure where they were going with it, but it was unique, it was different, and it stood out. But like I said, this car is really pretty straight and in pretty decent shape, even though it is a basic sedan. All the trim is here. Some rust in the rockers and stuff, but not bad. A little bit of rust in the fenders, but really this car's in pretty good shape, and there's a ton of good pieces on it. Let's take a peek inside of it while we're here. And this car was kind of equipped with some of the basic options. It did have air conditioning, it did have a dash clock, somebody already got the radio out of it, and it did have power steering and power brakes, and some of those components are still under the hood even though the engine is gone. And we work our way around the back that, you know, this car isn't crashed, it's not tore up, it doesn't have a ton of rust in it. It was very sandy where we got this car, so there's not a lot of rust in it. A lot of the trim still looks pretty good. Everything across the back here, with the exception of the Super 88 here, is broke, and somebody in the tip of the rocket's broke, but taillights are all still here. The bumper looks good. And it looks like it was last tagged in 72, so this car was only on the road for about 10 years the way it looks. We'll kind of come our way down this side. It's a little bit tight over here. We just got this thing unloaded. We got this super cool big long Oldsmobile script on both sides. And we can kind of peek inside here. I've still got the window down from when I had to steer this thing onto the trailer. It's got these big, deep dished steering wheel. Horns are out here on the edge, and this horn center, or the center, goes clear down in there super deep. A very unique trait that Oldsmobile used on several cars back in that area. So overall, this is kind of a neat old car. Like I've got one other 62 Olds in stock, so this is only the second one I've got here, and it's always good to add inventory in places where I don't have a lot. So that's another reason I was excited about getting this Oldsmobile. I don't have a lot of early 60s Oldsmobiles. Only had one other 62. So the guys that are building these cars, there's also not a lot of availability on parts either. You know, Chevys obviously overshadow these. You can buy a lot of stuff for Chevys. You can't buy hardly anything for these. So it's always cool to add something like this to inventory. So if you got any more questions about this Oldsmobile or any of the other close to 2,000 cars and trucks we've got here right now at Nobody Else's Auto, just give me a call. 620-786-4428. That number is in the description if you click on the description for this video. Give me a call so we can have a conversation about your project. Year, make, model, body style, the list of needs, or if you're looking for a specific project. I need all that information to know if I may have something here that might or might be able to help you out with what you're trying to build. So You like this video, you like old cars, you like old trucks, you like memorabilia, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody's Show. That's all we do here. That's about all I know, so that's about all we can do on here is old cars, trucks, memorabilia, gas and oil signs, a lot of cool stuff like that. Be sure to click that subscribe button and definitely click that notification button. We do a lot of cool live stuff on here. We sure hope to see you on some of those as well soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. We got a lot more cool stuff to show you. I've been buying tons and tons and tons of cars and trucks. We're going to keep sharing them with you as you come in. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope to see you soon on the next one, and definitely hope to see you soon on one of the lives.